morning, everyone, and welcome to Bowl TV's live coverage of the final day of competition at the 2019 USBC Junior Gold Championships presented by the brands of Ebonite International. We have a full house of bowlers going right now. The U20 boys are in their third round, the U17 girls right in front of us also in their third round. In the center of the house, U15 boys and U15 girls have started their first round of their bracket match play competition. What we are looking at here on these U17 girls, 4 matches in the contenders bracket. Off to our far left, Urelis Alvarez versus Megan Kohlberg. On the left side of our viewing area, Alyssa Hendrickson versus Savannah Croft. On the right pair, 69 and 70, Jennifer Laredo versus Cassidy Landwehr. And off to the far right, Paige Boyd versus Amari Blonde. I know that Matt and Jason are currently working on the U15 boys, U15 girl streams. And unfortunately, we are down a man today. All 4 streams were going to be manned. Jason Thomas, Emil Williams Jr., Matt Canizero, and myself. But Emil Williams Jr. got the phone call last night that he better get home because he's going to be a daddy in the next 48 hours. Or that's what the plan is. So let me be one of the first to offer some congratulations to my guy, Emil Williams Jr. Just say a prayer for a happy and healthy baby. Everything's looking good up to this point, so I'm happy for him. But that does leave us down one man, as Aaron Smith is over at score lanes for the U17 boys and the U20 girls. We will do our best to bring you as many updates on each channel as we possibly can. Off to our right-hand side, Boyd back-to-back spares. Blonde with a split and a spare. And over to our left, Alvarez missed a single pin in the first frame, doubled on the back end of that. Megan Kohlberg doubles to start the game and just missed a 2-pin in the third frame. In front of us, both Hendrickson and Croft clean through 4. Hendrickson looking to make it clean through 5, and she does. And then on our right pair, Landwehr converted to 310 in the second. Stay clean through 2. Laredo split the first, struck the second, and is shooting a bucket on the third. I do believe that we will get the chat up and going as soon as we can. A lot of moving parts today, being down a man. But rest assured that everyone is working as diligently as they can to get us back to where we've been all week. Again, all 4 of these matches in the contenders round. The 4 players that are waiting in the winner's bracket, they do not come back in until 8:30 this morning. Or that's when they compete. They should be here sooner than that. The number 8 seed, Caroline Thazier, will face the number 4 seed, Morgan Gitlitz. The number 2 seed, Amanda Najokis, will face the number 3 seed, Catherine Corbin. The winners of those matches will be guaranteed to make TV. They will square off in a match to determine the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed on our television taping a little later this afternoon. The 2 losers of those matches will join the 4 advancers from this round, and those 6 will duel it out in 3 rounds to determine which one of them will join the other 2 from the winner's bracket as the number 3 seed on TV. Again, 2-game total pinfall matches. That has not changed. recap some of yesterday's action in the first round. Number 16 seed Landwehr upset the number 1 seed Laredo 404 to 330. Thasier defeated Peters 397 to 394. Kohlberg defeated Alvarez 363 to 320. Gitlitz over Razor 335 to 302. Now Jokas over Henriksen 428 to 404. Croft over Isabella Pohl 389 to 321. Boyd over Blonde 386 352. And Corbin over Mineta 379 327. In the second round of the winner's bracket, Thasier defeated Landwehr 414 to 360. Gitlitz over Kohlberg 331 to 329. Now Jokas over Croft 401 to 337. And Corbin over Boyd 389 to 349. Eliminated in the second round of competition and the first round of the elimination bracket were Peters, defeated by Laredo 400 to 338. Alvarez knocked out Razor 351 to 322. Henriksen over Pohl 352 351. Pohl finished that match first, went 8 spares, 7 count in the 10th. Henriksen stepped up on a strike, and all she needed was 9 in 2 shots to win by 1. She left a 310 and then picked off the 3-pin to advance by 1 pin over Isabella Pohl. Amari Blonde defeated Mineta 342 to 330. So Mineta, Pohl, Razor, and Peters, all the first 4 eliminated. After this round in front of us, we will eliminate 1 more. And it looks like the chat is up and running. Kudos to my man Aaron Smith over at Score Lanes. He's the one handling a lot of those duties, as is Brant back at, I think Brant's back in Arlington. Gave away a sweet Team USA jersey yesterday, or last night. Team USA autographed jersey, autographed by Shannon Plahowski, Shannon O'Keefe, Kelly Kulik, Marshall Kent, and Butters, Jacob Buttriff. Off camera to our left, a 3-pin match between Alvarez and Kohlberg. 2-pin match on our viewing lanes to our left, Hendrickson and Croft. Landwehr with that double holds the advantage over Laredo. She's shooting her second 310 of the match. And off to our far right is a 3-pin match between Blonde and Boyd. Just misses the 3-pin in that 5th frame. Not that I would ever urge you to leave this channel, because I think we have a pretty good time here. But down in the boys, I think JT's on the call. These 2 players were put in the elimination bracket pretty quick last night. Solomon Salama and Anthony Nair, and they are facing each other in the first round this morning, which is their division's 3rd round. So if you want to flip to what, at some point could be a classic match, Anthony Nair and Solomon Salama in a 3rd round elimination match this morning. In fact, I might flip over myself just to take a look at what's going on over there. Looks like a pretty ugly match so far. Salama up 34. Nair started the game with 4 straight opens. Nice little crumbler right there for Savannah Croft. Very nice. Watch this again on replay. Little right off her hand. Back door strike. Laredo asking for it to hold. It's not going to hold for 4-6-10. Amari Blonde down 16 to Boyd on the far right as she leaves a light 6-pin in the 7th frame. That was a weird hit. Megan Kohlberg off to the left side of our screen shooting a 2-8, trying to maintain a 9-pin lead over Alvarez. She converts it. Landwehr doubles on the tail end of Laredo splitting. That'll give her an advantage. Boyd to our far right strikes. Kohlberg to our far left strikes. Both of them up in their matches and lengthening their lead with those strikes. Boyd with a 3-bagger against Blonde. Boyd 93 in the 5th. 3 strikes on the back end of that. Amari Blonde 96 in the 6th with a spare in the 7th. Ball's got a hold. Didn't hold. Laredo facing a 30-pin deficit here in the 8th frame. Kohlberg is going to step up in the 9th on our far left, up 9. Looking to extend that lead over Alvarez. Good shot by Amari Blonde. That's the look that she had at the end of last night. And I said if she could maintain that look and then make the quality shots she needed to make, she could be a serious threat today. Great shot by Kohlberg over on 66. Stuffs an 8-pin. Meanwhile, a big miss by Laredo on that 5-pin. Morgan Gitless just walks in the building. I've seen a couple of our U17 winners bracket contestants in the building so far. And the hits just keep on snowballing for Jennifer Laredo right now. Our number 1 seed coming into match play, excuse me. After day 1, Laredo was 37th. Day 2, she shot a big 9-11 at Sterling to jump into the lead. Maintained her lead after day 3, after day 4, after the advancers round, and after the final advancers round. So after Laredo's led every day since day 2. Nine-pin match off to the left of our cameras as Kohlberg will finish first. Croft wraps up a 2:02 score. And a 25-pin match off camera to the right between Boyd and Blonde. Oh no. Cassidy Landwehr misses a 10-pin in the 9th. Hate to say that she can afford it, but she's still up 42 pins going into the 10th. As Laredo is open to 3 in a row and split 2 of the last 3. Boyd, nice conversion on the 310 off to our right. Had she missed that, it would have given Blonde a chance to strike out for a 1-pin deficit going into the second game as it is. Boyd up on 71, the right side of our viewing area. Chance to strike for 208. The best Blonde can do is a 195. 202, 173. Croft over Henriksen this first game. Boyd wrapped in the fill for a 207. Megan Kohlberg finishes out 8 spare, a bucket in the fill for 187. Alvarez can punch for 194. Good shot by Landwehr right there. Alvarez does not strike, so Kohlberg will hold an advantage going into game 2. Blonde with a single pin spare off to our right. She can strike for 175 in the fill, which would give her, put her 32 pins down from Paige Boyd. Alvarez chops a spare in the 10th frame for 171. So Kohlberg holds a 16-pin advantage. Now heading into game 2. Landwehr holds a 52-pin lead over Jennifer Laredo. Megan Kohlberg, 16-pin lead over Urelis Alvarez. Croft, 29-pin lead over Henriksen. And Boyd, a 33-pin lead over Blonde. Really, yesterday in match play, we only had bracket 2 close matches that I can remember. 3 close matches. The first match between Thazier and Peters, a second round, and then 2 second-round matchups. Kohlberg and Gitlitz came down to the final shot, final frame. And in the elimination bracket, Hendrickson and Pohl came down to the final shot, final frame. So not a lot of drama so far in this U17 girls match play. And not too much after game 1. Three leads, over 30 pins, over 29 pins. And Kohlberg with a 16-pin advantage over Alvarez. I think that's the first smile I've seen Megan Kohlberg crack all day. Or all tournament, really. I'm glad to see that. All throughout yesterday, the advancers round, the final advancers round, just a steely look on her face. Determined, if you would. Same thing all throughout the bracket last night. Just glad to see her crack that smile. That was good to see. I know as competitors in the heat of the moment, we don't want to say, oh, we're here for fun, we're here to win. But really, we do this because it's fun, because we enjoy it. So it's okay to smile every once in a while. Follow up with a good shot. Yes, she does. Oh, Jennifer. Pocket 7-10 for Boyd. That's going to be the second split in her first 3 frames. Her opponent, Amari Blonde, started off with a double. Now Boyd does hold a 33-pin lead over Amari Blonde. This match not starting the way she wanted. Landwehr slaps out the 7 with the 5-pin. Nice conversion on the 3-10 there. Croft up 29 pins on Hendrickson. Hendrickson, 2 missed makeables this game with a double in the middle. Down 10 pins to Croft, entering the 5th frame. As of right now, the only player whose lead is in trouble is Paige Boyd. As Amari Blonde strikes for the front 3, she's up in the 4th on lane 71. Got it a little wide, 2-4-8. Laredo with looks like she's physically throwing the ball well. But her bowling balls are not doing her any favors. Good cover on the bucket. Kohlberg 3 strikes in a row. Man, get that girl to smile and all of a sudden she's a striking machine. Cheering going on down in the U15 girls division. Boyd off to the way far right, misses the pocket, leaves a 6-pin. Laredo gets one there. Kohlberg goes runaway Brooklyn. Getting Kohlberg up 16 on Alvarez coming into this game. Has been spare 4-bagger. Alvarez strike spare, split, spare as she steps up in the 5th on lane 66. Ball's left off her hand. Goes Brooklyn, can't get the 9-pin out. Another 3-10 for Landwehr. She's converted one and missed one. Wrap 10 for Boyd. Good shot. Good shot. Wraps the 10. If you're Paige Boyd, even though your opponent has only missed once and had the front 3, and you're looking at 3 spares and 2 opens in 5 frames, you do hold a 30-plus pin lead. So you don't want to push to the point where you start making unforced errors, whether it's missing spares or more splits. I don't know what the first split was. The second one was a pocket 7-10. But maybe think about a ball change. Making a ball change in 2019 isn't the big adjustment it used to be. If you know your equipment, it's not as big an adjustment as it used to be. Mari Blonde comes in light again, leads a 2-8. Henriksen knocks down the 6-10. Henriksen down 29 coming into this match. A strike here would put her up 16 on the game. Still down 13 in the match. Alvarez, 3 straight 9 spares. Kohlberg, 4 straight strikes. She liked it off her hand. May have stuck a little bit, but it was good off her hand. Flat 7. Mari Blonde takes the 2 off the 8. So she backs up a little bit to Paige Boyd in this game. Amari with 104 in the 5th. And if Boyd strikes in the 6th, she'll have 75 in the 5th. Blonde strikes in the 6th frame. So if Boyd strikes here, Boyd will be down 29 in the game, but up 4 in the match. So just about even. So from this point on, Paige Boyd is even with her opponent. Omari Blonde has fought back to erase the deficit from game 1. Kohlberg misses a 7-pin over on 66, but a pretty hefty lead in this game with a 16-pin lead in the match. And quickly developing in front of our eyes, Henriksen down 29 to Croft, and Croft flags the spare in the 7th and washes out in the 8th. So a big conversion right here for Savannah Croft. As Paige Boyd goes through the face, gets a break. Something takes out the 9-10. Gets a strike in the 6th. So a 4-pin match between Boyd and Blonde right now. Colbert breaks out the 10-pin off the 4-7. Laredo can't string more than a double as she stepped up in the 6th. Paige Boyd playing the far outside part of the lane. We haven't seen players out there yesterday, or we didn't. They were more closer to the track area, closer to second arrow. She's throwing from what I can tell, I think that's a strong symmetric ball. Something a little earlier, a little more smoother motion off the outside corner. But Brooklyn for a 5-pin, spares it. So Blonde with a chance here to step up to strike to take a lead in the match. Misses left, leaves the picket fence on the right side. That is not easy. That's a difficult multi-pin spare. Good shot by Henriksen, can't get the 10 out. Laredo with a 1-pin lead in the game, but down 52 in the match coming in. Blonde chops that 1-3-6-10 and then splits the rack for a strike in the 8th. Henriksen with a double and a 9 spare in the 10th. She can strike here for 200. And down 29, it would force Savannah Croft. Savannah Croft is going to need the first strike in the 10th. Those back-to-back opens in the 7th and 8th, just spelling disaster for Croft as Henriksen strikes 200. .171 is the number to tie. 172 is the number for Croft to win the match. She needs this first one to stay in the tournament. Needs to push, and it did. Seven spare, we have a tie. 8 spare, Savannah Croft will go home. We'll stay here the winner. Anything more, she wins. Anything less, and it will be Alyssa Henriksen hanging around the bowl one more match. Kohlberg with a 46-pin lead in the match with 2 frames to go. Oh no. And that's it. Even if she spares it, she loses by 1. That first shot in the 10th for Croft was a little more firm. And that 11th one just looked soft off her hand. It picked up a little earlier. Henriksen, another thriller. A 1-pin win over Pole in the second round last night and a 3-pin win over Croft here. Landwehr has pretty much wrapped this one up. The best that Jennifer Laredo can do is 181. Landwehr would need 130 to shut out Laredo, and she will bowl her 9th frame after this split. Kohlberg has mathematically defeated Alvarez on the far end, left side. Now it's down to Blonde and Boyd. Blonde working on a double in the 10th. Strikes the first shot in the 10th. Flat 10 for Blonde. She converts that, it'll be 211. She just forced Paige Boyd to get the first shot in the 10th. I'm gonna move the camera over since our match is over here. Paige Boyd up 33 in the match. She can punch out for 194. She goes spare strike here. She'll lose by 4. She needs this first strike to stay alive in the tournament. She scouts the 9-pin. Nine spare gives her 83. Let's see, 6 spare gives her 180. Just needs to make a good shot right here. Boyd could miss them all and still win the match by 2 pins. So Paige Boyd will advance over Amari Blonde. Kohlberg 214, Alvarez 184. And a 4-pin win in the match for Boyd over Blonde. .389 Boyd, 385 Blonde, 373 Henriksen, 370 Croft, 401 Kohlberg, 355 Alvarez. As this match wraps up, Jennifer Laredo, a 299, 2-game total. Just never had the motion, just never had the ball motion she needed. It was, she was making the best shots she could, but her bowling balls did not help her in that match. Cassie Landwehr finishes up 168. That'll give her a 369 total. And that is the second time in this match play that Cassidy Landwehr has defeated Jennifer Laredo, as they matched up in the very first game, in the very first round. Landwehr shot 404 to Laredo's 330, and then here in the third round, Landwehr defeats Laredo 369 to 299. Landwehr will go on to face Megan Kohlberg as we welcome our winners bracket contestants down to the lanes. Henriksen, another nail biter. A one-pin match over Isabella Pohl late last night to stay in the tournament, and then a three-pin win over Savannah Croft right there. One match she won with the ball in her hand, one match she won sitting on the bench. But either way, those sentences end with she won. All right, schedule says 8:30 back on the lanes. I don't know if that's going to be delayed a little bit just based on the rest of the divisions finishing up. But we're going to leave the stream up, leave the chat up. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. I'm going to step away for a minute, and we'll be right back with Bowl TV's continuing live coverage of the 2019 Junior Gold Championships presented by the brands of Ebonite International. We'll be right back.
concludes this round of match play competition. Bowlers, you may work on the surface with your balls from this point until I say, athletes, report to your lanes, okay? As soon as we have everything set and ready, we'll have you guys called to your lanes. Practice will begin in approximately 6 minutes. Bowlers, please report to your lanes at this time. And welcome to Junior Gold Championships Double Elimination Match Play Bracket Finals. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to present to you some of the most talented young athletes in the sport. Our U17 boys and girls are entering bracket round 2. And on lanes 45 and 46, we have Brandon Caruso and Marco Flores. On 35 and 36, we have Ashton Yamasaki and Brandon Bone. On 43 and 44, we have Sergio Monreal and Michael Groom. On 39 and 40, we have John Nunn and Aiden Willie. Our U15 girls. On 51 and 52, we have Annalise O'Brien. On 61 and 62, we have Victoria Verano and Natalie Kent. On 51 and 52, did I say Kelsey Cummins? Sorry. 53 and 54, Elizabeth Kuka and Morgan Davis. On 57 and 58, Eliza Schultz and Isabel Tetmeyer. That is our winners bracket. Our elimination bracket bowlers. On 47 and 48, Jordan Malott and Efrain Soto. 33 and 34, Alexander Horton and Carter Milicinovich. 41 and 42, Dio Bernard and David Shaver. 37 and 38, Edgar Burgos and Randall Dunbar. Elimination bracket for U15 girls, 49 and 50, Abby Linebecker and Brianna Rogers. 63 and 64, Paige Rockwell and Haley Trisky. 55 and 56, Ali Acevedo and Melanie Herbert. 59 and 60, Catherine Bowman and Trussell Leo. U17 girls, round 4, winners bracket. 65 and 66, Caroline Thieser and Morgan Gilletts. 67 and 68, Amanda Majukas and Catherine Corbin. U20 boys, winners bracket. 31 and 32, Tom Hankey Jr. and Hayden Stippage. 29 and 30, Sorrel Sardinas and Daniel Chan. In the elimination bracket, for the girls on 71 and 72, Cassidy Landwehr and Megan Colberg. On 69 and 70, Alyssa Hendrickson and Paige Boyd. For the boys on 27 and 28, Solomon Salama and Alec Keplinger. On 25 and 26. On 27 and 28, we have Jeffrey Mann and Joey Ocello. All right, let's give these bowlers a big round of applause. Athletes, you will be bowling in a double elimination bracket. Each division match consists of 2 games where total pinfall will determine the winner. The higher seed bowler will have lane choice. The player on the left will start the match. In the event a match is tied after 2 games, a 1-ball roll-off will occur until the tie is broken. Once an athlete loses 2 matches, they will be eliminated from the event. Simply follow the lane numbers on your division's bracket board to determine where you will bowl the next match. Pinfall from the qualifying games in advancers round is not carried over into the double elimination bracket match play competition. 1 lane courtesy is in effect and will be monitored by tournament staff. We will update scores after each match once the scores have been verified by tournament officials. Each and every one of you has shown us why you deserve to be here and why you are the best of the best. We look forward to naming the male and female members of Junior Team USA 2020. Athletes, your lanes are now being turned on for your 5-minute practice session. session has ended. Please hold up on all practice bowling at this time. Spectators and guests, let's give these finalists a big round of applause as they begin their next round of double elimination match play competition. There they go. All right,
Here we go, round 4 for the U17 girls division at the 2019 Junior Girl Championships, presented by the brands of Ebonite International. We have 8 players left in the field, 4 in the winner's bracket and 4 in the contenders bracket. On our lanes in front of us, lanes 67 and 68. Amanda Najokas versus Catherine Corbin. The winner will move on to the TV telecast. Off to their far left, Caroline Thaser and Morgan Gitlitz, the winner of that, will move on to the TV telecast. Those two winners will bowl each other to determine the 1 seed and the 2 seed. To the right, or on the right side of our covered pairs, Alyssa Henriksen and Paige Boyd. Off the far right, Cassidy Landwehr and Megan Kohlberg. All 4 of them have already been in action earlier this morning in round 3. as each match working itself into the 4th frame, some into the 5th. We'll take a look left to right at what's going on. Caroline Thazier and Morgan Gitlitz. A 10-pin match in favor of Gitlitz right now. Thazier spare, strike, spare. Gitlitz strike, spare, double as Thazier steps up in the 4th frame on lane 66 off to our left. Both of those players are in what I believe to be the correct area of the lane. Thazier picks up her 2nd strike on lane 66. Amanda Najokas gets the carry on the late 9-pin. She split the 2nd frame, but has doubled the 4th and 5th. Catherine Corbin steps up clean through 4. Corbin gets that one a little far right, the washout. Henriksen 5 spares in a row. Boyd has went strike, chop spare, 310 chop, strike in the 4th. And off to the far right, Cassidy Landwehr. Spare, strike, spare, spare, strike. Nice conversion on the washout there by Corbin. And Kohlberg has been strike open double, shooting a 5-pin right now. I think the correct, in my competitive opinion, the correct area to play this lane is further in than further out. Now exactly what breakpoint to use, it's hard to say without lacing them up. Just looking at ball motion and looking at who has the best look down lane and whose ball hits the hardest when it gets there. I'd have my feet somewhere around 26, using a breakpoint of 12, 13. But it seems like playing this pattern further out, you're only asking for trouble. Girls that are playing out, when they miss left, it goes left, and when they miss right, they have no chance. Oh, Megan Gitlitz just picks up the 4-7. Najokas working on a double here. Right up 10. Carries the half pocket. I think Amanda's pretty close to the optimum place to play. I'm just afraid that Paige and Alyssa and Cassidy are just too far right. Megan Kohlberg, for a lefty, is in a little deeper than the other lefties were. Her ball's around 10-11 at the arrows. Maybe 12, getting it out to about 8 or 9. And as long as she doesn't get the ball left of there, it's going to strike all day. With Megan, we've seen the last 3 rounds, it's just about spare shooting is what it comes down to for her. Because her strike ball is pretty good on this pattern. to our far left, Morgan Gitlitz chops a spare in the 6th. Caroline Thaser steps up with a chance to take the lead as she's working on a Dutch 200 through 5 frames. Spared the 5th, up in the 6th on lane 66. Really good shot. Stone 9 pin. Megan Kohlberg down 17 to Cassidy. That open in the 6th, in the 2nd frame was big. She goes strike, leaves the picket fence, and then misses all of them. So she lost a lot of count on that spare attempt. Megan, meanwhile, is clean through 7, caught a double in the 5th and 6th, and maintains a 17-pin lead as Kohlberg steps up in the 8th frame. Good shot by Corbin. Kohlberg heavy on the head pin, 4-7 or 6-7-10. Looks like Brant's here. He told us he was thinking about doing a giveaway this morning, so I suggest you all pay attention to the lower right corner of your screen in the next couple of minutes. I don't even know what he's giving away. He hasn't even, well, maybe I should look at my my chat. Let's see. What is it? What is it? What is it? Looks like he has another one of those Team USA signed jerseys from Shannon O'Keefe, Shannon Plahowski, Kelly Kulik, Marshall Kent, and Butters, Jacob Buttriff. So if you're interested in a Team USA signed jersey, I suggest you pay attention to the screen. At some point, Brand's going to pop up a prompt on that screen for you to enter the contest. Meanwhile, the contest in front of us. Caroline Thaser with a 6-pin lead over Morgan Gitlitz as Gitlitz will step up in the 7th on the left side of our screen. 14-pin match between Najokas and Corbin right here in front of us. Hendrickson looking to take a 19-pin lead over Boyd. And Cassidy Landwehr with a looking to take a 29-pin lead over Kohlberg as Cassidy steps up in the 9th frame. One of the things that's most difficult about competitive tournament bowling is learning how to use your practice time wisely. And only being given 5 minutes, granted there's 2 on a pair, so you're going to get a decent amount of shots, but only getting 5 minutes, you really have to use your time wisely, which makes it even doubly important to make sure you stretch and get loose before you bowl. That way you're not spending the first 2.5, 3 minutes of practice getting your muscles loosened and warmed up. But in practice, you've got to try different areas of the lane, or zones of the lane is what we call them. And you can't be afraid to throw some shots outside, throw some shots inside. You can't just set your mind and go, okay, I'm going to play this area of the lane, and then proceed to throw 4 different balls in that area of the lane just looking for a motion. You've got to try different zones. And that's the ball motion. The further right you are for these right-handers, the worse the ball motion is. As Cassidy Landwehr leaves the 1-2-7-8 and then misses all of them on the spare attempt, which brings Megan Kohlberg right back into this match as Megan leaves the 1-3-6-9 If she can convert that, she'd have an opportunity to be just down 11 as she goes into the 10th. Over to our far, far left, it is indeed a 6-pin match between Thaser and Gitlitz as Gitlitz steps up in the 8th. Catherine Corbin here in the 10th frame, or the fill ball. 9 count for 189. Najokas can take a commanding lead if she can catch a strike or two here in the 10th. Big spare by Kohlberg over on 72. Najokas will have a lead going into game 2, just a matter of how big is that lead going to be. If she can go spare strike here, shoot 212, she'll have a 22-pin lead heading into game 2. Now on the far right, Megan Kohlberg steps up in the 10th. A strike here would close the deficit to 11. High flush, 610. Oh, Paige. Ooh. I didn't know if that ball was going to make it over. Neither did she, to be honest with you. And Najokas chops the 3-6-10. So 198. She will take a 9-pin lead into the second game. Thaser clean through 8 frames. 5-pin lead on the scoreboard for Caroline, but she's working a spare. Gitlitz working a strike. Boyd's going to shoot 145. Henriksen already with 145 in the 9th, so any pins here she gets in the 10th are bonus. As she's looking at a washout. Thaser up on the very far left, 65, flush strike. Kohlberg strikes the fill for 175. Nice conversion on the washout by Alyssa Henriksen. Cassidy Landwehr. Chance to take a lead into game 2 over Megan Kohlberg. Goes light, leaves the bucket. They're effectively tied at this point. Megan Gitlitz doubles over on 66. That'll give her a 5-pin lead over Thaser. It's a 161 for Alyssa Henriksen. Or 163. I cannot do math. 163, so Alyssa Henriksen with an 18-pin lead over Paige Boyd going into game 2. If Landwehr can strike in her fill on the far right on 72, that will give her a 13-pin lead over Megan Kohlberg. 10-pin lead for Cassidy Landwehr going into game 2 over Megan Colbert. Gitlitz gets the first strike in the 10th. The second strike right here will guarantee her a lead over Caroline Thaser going into game 2. Light leaves the 2-4-7-8. Not great count to get when you're on a double. She can convert for 208. Thaser can punch out for 217. Went down, spoke with Jason Thomas after the round this morning, and I was talking about last night how only 3 girls had broken the 400 mark with their 2-game totals. And we now have 4 after this morning, and he said that all the boys rounds after 3 this morning, there had only been 4 sets over 400. So whatever pattern that has been put out there for these kids is throwing them all through a loop. The Anthony Nyer Solomon Salama match, which could have been one of those all-time greats when you've got 2 names like that going against each other in match play, turned out to be a race to 350. I don't know what the final score was, but I do know that for the last game, I don't know how long, but a majority of the last game, Solomon was just throwing plastic. He said, I was just trying not to open. I know Anthony Nyer started out for the first 5 frames. The first game of that match, all opens, I think 2 or 3 splits. So it was not a pretty match between the 2 of them. Patterns like this reward shot making and they reward spare shooting. And we've seen some pretty good spare shooting out of these young ladies this morning. A couple clean games across the board. Caroline Thaser is going to be clean down there. Gitlitz was filled 9 out of 10. Corbin had a clean 189. Problem for Henriksen and Boyd is that with where they're playing, they're not leaving stuff. They're leaving a lot of multi-pin spares, and some of the stuff they're leaving isn't makeable. Caroline Thaser over on 66. The fill ball strike will leave her within 10 pins of Gitlitz, and she carries the swisher. So 207, 197. Gitlitz with a 10-pin lead. Again, the winner of that match and the winner of Corbin and Najokas will square off to determine the 1 and 2 seeds on TV. But knowing that if you win one more match, you're going to be competing on national television for a junior gold title is enough. That's enough to get the nerves going. Both players come out firing this game. Corbin strike spare double, Najokas double spare strike. Najokas with a 9-pin lead over Corbin after game 1. Gitlitz up 10 on Thazier after game 1. Henriksen and Boyd, an 18-pin lead for Henriksen. And on the far right-hand side, Cassidy Landwehr holds a 10-pin lead over Kohlberg. So we talked earlier about how we hadn't had a lot of drama on the lanes in the U17 girls divisions thus far, with the exception of a few matches here or there. And all of a sudden, we've got 4 matches in front of us, 3 of which are within 10 pins or less. In this match in front of us, Catherine Corbin, the first one to blink as both players were alternating blows back and forth. Strikes, doubles, converting spares. Najokas up 9 in the match. Chance to take a 1-pin lead here. Got it. Seven frames, not one strike on the far right-hand side between Cassidy Landwehr and Megan Kohlberg. Cassidy with 1 open in the 2nd frame, Megan with 1 open in the 3rd frame. It's a 2-pin match, or it's a 2-pin game. Cassidy holding the lead as she chops a bucket. Good shot by Catherine Corbin. Down 9 coming in, but up. Looking at max scores, up. Down 1 in the game. So effectively down 10. Thayer looking at her first open of the match. Even though it's Brooklyn, we've seen Megan Kohlberg time and time again put a strike on the back end of an open. Corbin blinks again, chopping the 6-9-10. And her path to TV is just getting longer after these last 3 frames. Thayer up after the split, trying to bounce back. High flush strike. Kohlberg carries another Brooklyn, but that's a double. Neither girl seems to look comfortable over there. Najokas rolls out a late 4 on the 4-7. Good double by Boyd after Hendrickson missed the single pin. Double, open, double for Boyd. Gitlitz up on 66. A strike here would put her up 13 pins on Thayer in the game. Oh, comes in lightly as a 2-5-7-8. Unlucky to have that 4-pin knocked out of there. Gitlitz picks the 2-4 off that. Or excuse me, picks the 2-5 off that 2-5-7-8. Landwehr spared the 5th frame up in the 6th over on 71. Facing a 10-pin deficit in this game. Maintains a 10-pin lead in the match, however, so effectively that match is even through 5 frames. Well, that's enough for Amanda Najokas. She will make TV advance on to face the winner of Gitlitz and Thayer to determine the 1-2 seed for the finals. Cassidy over on 71 has yet still hit the pocket this game. Kohlberg destroys the pocket, leaves a stuff 8-pin. The bowling gods giveth, the bowling gods taketh away. She'll be up, assuming the spare, she'll be up 21 in the game, 11 in the match. Jokas advances 391 to 370 over Catherine Corbin. Catherine Corbin will move on to the elimination bracket. And she will face the winner of Henriksen and Boyd. Boyd has found a way to get in the pocket. She's made a move in the lanes, moved right. Now, I guess one of the good things about moving further right. Great shot by Kohlberg right there. One of the great things about moving right, coming from a player who likes to move right, is that if you put the gutter right of you, you know you're not going to miss right. I mean, you eliminate that as an option for a mistake. It just means when you miss left, you might pick off the 4-7. Oh no. Boyd was down 18 to Henriksen. And Thajer almost with another split. The 10-pin fell late on that 4-7-10, way off to the far left of our viewing area. Boyd now with a 1-pin lead in the match. Down 18 coming in. She's up 19 this game, giving her effectively that 1-pin lead. Three spares in a row for Cassidy, but she's got to find a way to start striking. Which is tough as a competitor when you've been struggling on a pair. You haven't been hitting the pocket. It's tough to just, boom, all of a sudden I'm going to throw a 3-bagger here. Good shot by Boyd. Can't get the 9 to fall. Landwehr cross and carry on the Brooklyn hit. Gitlitz comes in light again over on 66. Wiggles the 2-pin, can't get it to fall. Gitlitz makes this. She'll be down 12 in the game. She was up 10 in the match. So Thajer with a 2-pin lead with 4 frames to go. Megan Kohlberg can really put the pressure on Boyd right here, stepping up in the 8th frame, working on a strike. She's thrown 3 of the last 4, 2 of which were Brooklyn, but she flushed the last shot and stuffed an 8-pin the shot before. So after the back-to-back Brooklyns, she drilled the pocket twice. 8-pin on one shot, strike on the other. Henriksen lucky to break down the 4-7, 9-10 just into a 4-7. And Gitlitz misses the 2-pin to the right. Caroline Thajer's lead is now 13. Kohlberg through the face, kicks out the late 7 on the 2-7. Big spare for Henriksen, knocks it down. Henriksen down 1 in the match going into the 10th. Great shot by Henriksen, the first shot in the 10th. Huge shot not to give away any count on that spare. hard 7 for Kohlberg over on 71. Henriksen double. Henriksen big double. Clinches the fist after it hits the pocket. She knew it was good. Nice conversion on the 7 pin. Great finish by Alyssa Henriksen, 173. So here it is, a Paige Boyd. Let's see. Paige Boyd doubles and gets 9. She will advance. Otherwise, it's Alyssa Henriksen. Got the first one, good shot. Henriksen was up 18 on Boyd. So Boyd would have to win by 19, effectively 191. She can punch out for 192. Frazier splits the 7th. Spares the 8th. Cassie Limber is going to throw 9 in the fill for 175. She was up 10 on Kohlberg. Boyd needs this one. Big shot. 9 does it. 8 pins and we have a tie. Cassie shoots 175. She was up 10. So 186 for Megan Kohlberg. She's got 148 in the 8th with a spare in the 9th. Looks good. Carries the swisher. Eight pins and 2 balls will do it. Needs 9. Goes Brooklyn to get it. Paige Boyd advances over Alyssa Henriksen by 2 pins. I'm going to turn the camera over to Megan real quick. Megan needs 8 pins in 2 shots. Got it left. Is it going to recover? Yes, it is. That's a winner. Megan Kohlberg will advance over Cassidy Landwehr. Now we're going to shift over here to Morgan Gitlitz and Caroline Thazier. The difference between these two is Gitlitz holds a 10-pin lead, 207 to 197 after game 1. And she's down 8 in this game, so she effectively has a 2-pin lead with 2 frames to go, and she misses the head pin right, leaves the 1-2. We have already determined one of our TV finalists in Amanda Najokas. She defeated Catherine Corbin 391 to 370. The first game between Caroline Thazier and Morgan Gitlitz went to Gitlitz 207-197. So Morgan with a 10-pin lead in the match. This is the last match of the round, last match in the bowling center right now. Everybody else has completed their 4th round. She trusted it. Looks good. It was good. If Caroline Thazier doubles and gets 1, she will shut out Morgan Gitlitz. Anything less, Morgan has a chance to win and advance to the TV finals. Only 3 strikes between the two this game. And Thazier needs a double. Light. Leaves a 2-pin. Definite possibility of a tie out there. Spare strike for Thazier, she shoots 67. If Gitlitz were to strike and spare, she would shoot 57. We'd have a tie. First thing, knock down that spare. Knocks down, no problem. Count's huge. Count is huge. Okay, so Morgan Gitlitz needs 155. 9-spare strike. We give her 56. Effectively the best thing for Morgan Gitlitz to do is strike this first ball. Strike spare would clinch it, strike. 9 pins on the last 2 shots would clinch it. Looks good. Big shot. All right, fill 9 pins, or fill 8 pins, excuse me. She fills 8 pins right here. She will advance to TV with one more match against Amanda Najokas to determine the 1 and 2 seeds. Off balance, but she trusted it. That's enough. That'll do it. Morgan Gitlitz will advance to TV. She'll advance the next round to face Amanda Najokas to determine the 1-2 seeds. Caroline Thazier will drop into the contenders bracket, and she will face Megan Kohlberg. That 7 count on the fill for Caroline Thazier was absolutely huge. Well, that wraps up the 4th round of match play. Give us a few minutes. We're going to stay live. I'm just going to flip the graphic over. Actually, I got to get my shot lined up. They just announced maybe we won't stay live. Did I just hear 10:30? I think I heard 10:30. I'm going to go find out what time the next round starts, and then I will put that in the chat. So we will be right back. All right, so we are re-oiling the lanes. So our start time for the next round will be round 5 for the. Let's see where it's right there. Round 5 for the U17 girls, U20 boys, and it'll be round 3 for the U15 boys, U15 girls. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect, and we'll be back in about 45 minutes for round 5 and round 3 of the double elimination match play bracket finals of the 2019 Junior Gold Championships, presented by the brands of Ebonite International, right here on Bowl TV, where bowling lives. We'll see you in 45 minutes.